And welcome to MMA Crazy Stockton, California, as Red Canvas Fight Promotions brings you Art of Submission. Hey everybody, I'm Jay Adams alongside UFC Pride and Strikeforce veteran Frank Trigg. And Frank, no other way to put this, Stockton, California is one of the toughest cities in the country. And from these oppressive and tough conditions, some real MMA talent has emerged.
You know, the city is so poor right now that they've actually claimed bankruptcy and they're not paying their police force. So this governor actually has to send in state troopers to handle the police duties right now. From that, you get the Diaz brothers, you get Shields, you get Cesar Gracie fight team, and people are wondering why these guys are so tough, and the 209 and 209. Now you understand it when you're here. You understand that even on a lava field, a rose can grow if you give it the right amount of water. And that's what's happening here in Stockton. Cesar Gracie set up camp. He got a hold of the Diaz brothers when they're very, very young, pushed this group, and we're going to see tonight other guys, besides the Diaz brothers, besides Jake Shields, besides Gil Melendez, you're going to see these other guys coming inside this cage behind us, and you're going to see why the 209 has so many tough fighters in it.
Well, very well said, Frank Trigg. Let's talk about some of those tough fighters in our main event. We have Fernando Gonzalez and Lucas Gamaza. This is one of those classic AKA against Cesar Gracie group up here in Northern California, a big rivalry. It's
a huge rivalry, but let's understand. It's a jiu-jitsu guy versus an all-around fighter. Traditionally, that means the all-around fighter is going to end up being the jiu-jitsu guy, but not in this case. You know, I'm one of those guys that likes making predictions. If I'm wrong, I apologize later, but let's face facts. Luis Gamaza, we saw him the last time that we were on camera. We're going to see him again tonight in the main event. He's the real deal, and he is an all-around fighter that emphasizes in jiu-jitsu, and I think his jiu-jitsu game is going to be the deciding factor tonight after he knocks him down.
All right, so Frank Trigg on record in our main event. Let's talk about our co-main event. Tomas Dion, we saw him in our last show, looked very, very good. We'll be stepping into the cage against David Douglas.
Now, unfortunately, neither one of these guys will. Most likely, this fight is not going to win the Art of Submission of the Fight of the Night award. Unfortunately, because both these guys like to stay up and battle with their hands and their feet. Dion, he's the real deal. His Sancho background, he is super athletic, incredibly, an amazing amount of in-shape cardio for him. Most guys at Sancho, other than Kung Lee, are usually not that good of shape. This guy is a pure mirror image of Kung Lee in his younger days, and I'm telling you, Dion is the guy that's going to pull this fight off, and he's going to do it in spectacular fashion, because both guys are going to bring it, try to push the pace, try to prove that, hey, I'm the better striker, I'm the faster striker, but Dion's going to pull it off in the end.
Yeah, if Dion has a night like he had in our last show against Trevino, it's going to be a very exciting fight indeed. He was able to employ the exotic techniques at will, and he's an exciting guy to watch.
It's tough to do the exotic techniques all the time and do them accurately. Most guys like, oh, I see Anthony Pettis jump off a cage, and I see this guy do this weird thing. Anderson Silva moves his head and loops these opposite punches. It's very difficult to do in high level all the time, and that's why we look at these guys with so much awe. Dion is that guy you look at with awe because he does it all the time. His one flaw, if it hits the ground and gets into a jiu-jitsu game, he ends up losing most of the time when it goes down to the ground. If he keeps up on his feet, he wins this fight very, very difficultly, but he still wins this fight.
It's going to be a great night of fights. We have 6 exciting fights on the card from some of the best fight schools in the country, so sit back and relax and enjoy Art of Submission.
My name is Jay Bogan, and I fight at 155. My cut was pretty easy. I fight at a Team Oyama in Irvine, California. My training regimen begins with cardio, making sure that I always have, wrestling, Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu. My mom doesn't really appreciate me getting beat up because I've been competing on a different level in so many different aspects of martial arts that she has an appreciation for it, even though the injury factor that could take place. My long-term goals as a fighter are to one day be in a top organization and become the champion of that one, whichever one that may be. The Red Canvas has been great so far. Everyone has been very nice and on time, polite. My name is Jay Bogan, and I'll see you at the Red Canvas.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Are you ready, Stockton? It's time to bring out the fighters for our first bout of the evening. First, introducing our judges cage side, Wade Vieira, the Honorable Mike Tate, and Susan Thomas Gitlin. Our referee in charge inside the cage is Dan Stell. All right, here we go. First, fighting out of the blue corner. He weighed in at 155 pounds. Here tonight with a record of 2 wins and 2 losses. He specializes in wrestling, jiu-jitsu, and Muay Thai. Introducing Jay Bogan.
Jay fights out of Team Oyama, under Oyama. 2-2 as a pro. See him in the distance there getting his final equipment check from the California State Athletic Commission, making sure he has his mouth guard, his cup, getting the Vaseline on from his cornerman. And Team Oyama, a team as of late, Frank Trigg, that's been bringing it.
Yeah, they're very aggressive, great stand-up skills, and have been adding a lot of wrestling game. The one question they always have is how good are they on the ground unless they're a jiu-jitsu practitioner. Before they get to Team Oyama, they tend not to have great jiu-jitsu, but that's been changing as of late in the past. They finally got some good jiu-jitsu practitioners in there, but always on their feet. They're going to be very, very aggressive, very, very Muay Thai-centric until they get in tight to the clinch. They use the clinch for takedowns and to control their opponent's body.
Yeah, Jay Bogan saying, you'll never see me get tense. You'll never see me get excited. He is a practicing meditative Buddhist, and the very nature of his faith demands a detachment and demands a relaxation in there.
And now his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. He weighed in at 155 pounds. Here tonight with a record of 1 win and 1 loss. Out of AKA, out of San Jose, California, introducing Reese Brown.
My name is Reese Brown, and I'm fighting at 155. When I'm training, like, the people I train with, they're constantly trying to take me down, you know, come underneath me. So I'm used to the small, strong wrestler. It's going to be a good fight. Like, the guy's tough, so I have an underrated ground game that a lot of people don't know about, you know, because I tend to go down and get straight back up, so people, I guess, presume that I don't have much of a ground game, but I'm pretty lethal down there. I did karate from a young age, you know, so I've always had quick hands. Fighting is tough on everyone around, you know, especially like the people who are close to me. Yeah, it's what a smaller show needs to be to attract more fighters, attract more fans. So I'm excited to fight for you guys tomorrow. My goals as a fighter, to be in the big show, UFC, Strikeforce, either one. I want to get there, but I don't just want to get there. I want to get there and, you know, make an impact. My name is Reese Brown, and I'll see you at the red canvas.
Reese Brown, a kickboxer on his feet, ground and pound on the ground, loves to work the submission game, and is 1-1 as a pro. And there you see him stepping into the cage, a lot taller looking to me than 6'1 or 6'2. And maybe it's just the lean nature of his body. But look, what kind of advantage will that give him in the submission game?
Well, in a submission game, there's a lot more chokes, a lot more space to get into, like Darce chokes and guillotine chokes, because he has that reach.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we'll be looking for the fighter with the best submission to win the Art of Submission Award, an extra $200 in bonus money. And that Art of Submission Award starts right now. We're scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. Our referee in charge, Dan Stell.
All righty, so this one's scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in the lightweight division. And you can see referee Dan Stell giving the fighters their final instructions and asking the judges if they're ready to get this one started. Here we go, Stockton, California. You can see that big height advantage for Reese Brown.
Jay coming out in a left-handed, unorthodox stance. Trying to work inside. Jay's trying to get inside as much as he can. Trying to negate that long reach of Reese. Nice double leg. Got to turn the corner. Got to turn the corner and drop again. Big lift. Oh, the length on Reese kept him on his feet. He was able to get that hand down.
Jay a little bit high now. He's trying to protect his neck. And Reese getting warned 2 times in a row from Stell not to hold on to the cage. And that's warning number 3.
Going to be a point coming right here pretty quick.
Yeah, better be careful.
Oh, Jay's doing a great job of tying him up.
That's it. Stell just told him it's a point next time.
It should have been a point that time. He legitimately grabbed the cage and held on as Jay was trying to move across. Reese, that's the definite foul.
Stell being generous, wants to get this thing started off the right way, but don't test him now. Reese Brown, originally out of England, studied at Nottingham University, speaks Japanese.
Tough language to learn. I spent all those years over there, and I never picked up anything other than thank you very much and can I get some water, Mizu. That was it. That's all I got. Wow, Jay with a good double shot right there. Needs to get his hips in just a little bit deeper and lift up. Reese doing a good job of trying to chase the head. He's got his length, he's got his hands locked up, but he's got to get a little bit of space.
Good job there by Reese getting the double under. It's going to prevent Jay from doing a lot of things. And referee Stell separates him and brings him to the center of the cage, much to the delight of the fans here in Stockton.
He's got to set that shot up,
Yeah.
Jay does. He's just dropping into it now. A guy with that kind of length.
Reese has a Corey Hill look.
Yeah, he really does.
Big, long, lanky 55.
Hope he doesn't kick like Corey did that one time that
There's
no one
no
likes to talk
tissue.
about.
No tissue on the leg. There's nothing to stop that bone from breaking.
I saw a report that Corey's going to be fighting again. This is like his 3rd fight since he got hurt. He's come back out again. He still worries. Oh, nice striking there by Reese.
Two minutes to go in the opener. Plenty of time for Jay to try to finish off this single, but he's taking a beating not right now, though. He's got to do something.
He's got to lift up. He's on his knees. He's underneath. He's got his head behind the leg. All he has to do is stand up. He's trying to get tricky in there. It's just a lot of work for little reward, and that's what's happened now. Now he's given up basically every position he had.
Real nice sprawl there from Reese, stretching out, making tough angles for Jay.
Jay's almost putting himself in a reverse crucifix because now his arm is caught around that heel. If Jay just posts his hand and sits up, he'll knock Reese off, and all Reese has to do is try to control that far wrist and use his other hand to punch. He's in a good position. He's getting it in now, nice and deep. Nice job by Jay to roll underneath, but he's got to get himself turned back in. He's got to turn towards the legs.
Nice scramble as both combatants go back up to their feet. Nice sprawl from the tall man. That's a beautiful sprawl. Clearly, Jay wants nothing to do with the stand-up game.
But he's not finishing. He's getting in on his good shots, but he's just laying here. The whole point of taking that shot is to get a guy to the ground. He's got to keep fighting until he puts him to the ground. He's just taking punishment.
He might be a little bit hurt, Frank.
Yep, he's definitely in trouble. He's trying to tie it up to end up this round.
5 seconds to go in the round. I'm guessing that Jay Bogan is going to get an earful from his corner when he goes back into his corner. Colin Oyama and the rest of the gang over there might not be too happy with the lack of execution. Just like you said, you've got to finish that takedown. Otherwise, it's a lot of work for zero reward.
I spent a lot of time looking at these spaces. I like try to get body language. These guys are in the corners. Both guys are exhausted. Jay Bogan, he can't even get up on a stool right now. He's still sitting in the corner.
Well, there you have it. A exhausted couple of fighters here in Stockton. Here we go, round 2. Oh, nice inside leg kick there by Reese.
Kicked his leg out right from underneath him. Jeez, that was a beautifully timed kick.
Reese starting to get Jay's number now. That time he didn't even have to sprawl. He just pulled his leg out. Oh, nasty inside leg kick.
Hitting right above the knee, right on that joint, right outside that muscle, the meat of the thigh. It's going to be within. If this goes to the 3rd round, he won't be able to walk very well. He's starting to use his length now. Reese is starting to keep him on the outside, keep Jay on the outside. He's using that length. Unfortunately, Jay doesn't want to be in the stand-up game, but he's got to punch his way in to get these shots off.
Oh, very close to an illegal kick, but he was up. He was up. I'll tell you that the issue might start developing now for Jay as you can see one of his nostrils filled with blood. He's already sucking wind out of his mouth. If that breathing gets any more obstructed. Nice, finally executes the takedown.
Wow, great job by Reese. Uses his length, uses his hands, get himself the back. He's able to cage walk now. He's got the cage, the ability to get up. If he can get that one leg halfway free, so he's up. He's up and out now.
Beautiful job there by Reese. Those long arms had him already half the way up the cage before he even executed his legs.
That's the guy that really knows how to use his length in weird positions, and that's the game, using your entire body when you can.
Oh, he's shooting it. Oh, he's got it. He's got both legs around. It's tough to tell if Reese's chin is tucked in tightly enough, Frank.
I can't tell. Looks like it's turned to the side. No, it looks like he's got it underneath it. He's got to extend. Jay's got it. He just has to extend his hips away. He's caught against the cage. Hands are broken.
Oh, and Reese gave him a nasty right elbow.
Great position.
I think he opened him up with that elbow, Frank. I'm seeing some blood trickling down the right side of Jay's head. Hard to tell where that blood's coming from. Probably his nose from earlier.
Yeah, it was definitely cut open because you can see it now all over the arm.
Oh, it's the right eyebrow.
Yeah.
Looking for the triangle.
Triangle armbar. He's got the position. He's got to turn himself to a little bit more. Jay was in a good position. He kept himself at 9 degrees underneath, at 0 degrees. He had to get himself to 90 to be able to finish that off.
Nice, tight, compact elbows being employed from Reese. Jay did a good job of blocking the last couple of ones, but this is not a good position for Bogan.
He is right now just surviving. His guard is closed. He's not moving. He's not trying to get to the side. His head is pinned against the cage. He's just holding on, trying to survive. In this position, for him to do anything, to move at all, he has to unlock his heels. Otherwise, he's not going to be able to move. He's just going to be stuck in this position. He's tied up with his arms. He's tied with his feet. He's not looking to move. He's looking to get a stand-up out of this position because he's getting beat up.
You've got to wonder what part conditioning is playing in this, because he should be trying to turn to the side and, as you said, getting those legs out, because as long as Reese can stay active, they're not going to get stood up. There, now finally lets the legs go. A foot is legal on the cage, and this is a good technique if you can pull it off.
Got to turn a little bit more. See, still at that 0 degree angle. To do anything underneath, you have to get your hips moved out. You can't be right underneath somebody. Obviously, he's looking for an armbar underneath here. Jay is. You can tell by the way he's trying to posture up. He's got that left knee sliding in, looking for an armbar or a triangle. Reaching in for the triangle now with that right leg.
Jay's been very fortunate. This position is actually trickling the blood away from his eyes, but that's still, you don't want to be down there. And finally, Stell stands him up. Much to the pleasure of the Stockton, California crowd. 30 seconds left to go in the second round. And Jay is walking away, but the fight is, I tell you, he's lucky that Reese didn't take advantage of that. Inside leg kick. Jay is exhausted.
He has nothing left. Taking a beating underneath a guy like that, a guy that, real long and lanky, no matter what position you have him in, he keeps hitting with the elbows, keeps the pressure on you, takes a lot of your conditioning away.
5 seconds to go here in the second round. Reese trying to finish it. Oh, how close was that?
They're starting to look. They're trying to see how deep water is Jay going in. He's looking at his cuts. The ref is starting to look at all these things to find out how deep is he getting into.
This is our third and final round.
And Jay's head is not in this third round. He's trying to find something from somewhere. And the referee asked him if he still wanted more. He said yes. Clearly, this is Reese's fight to lose. If he doesn't make any bad mistakes here, he could actually get on his bicycle here, but that's not his style. That's not how he rolls. He's going to try to finish. But Jay's head is not in this fight, Frank.
No, he's exhausted. He's looking for a way. He's what I like to call, when I watch a fighter fight like this, he's looking for a way out. Either for him to win the fight with one strike or one big decisive position. It's all of his energy to do this right now. He's hoping to get on top and be able to hold him down. Because he won't. This has now become the beginning of the end for Jay, where all of his energy was just spent. Everything he had left, he's now in the deep well. Here he comes. He's going back into the deep well again one more time.
This really has to be it for Jay, like you said, because trying to finish a choke like this is so exhausting on the arms. He's given everything he has. He closes up the legs.
We can't see from our camera angle whether or not he's got a good enough position. He's out and free. There's nothing going on here. Really, right now, both guys are kind of taking a rest, but Reese is in the better position to rest.
Reese is going to let those elbows go again. They've been working for him for the entire fight. It's not broken. Nothing needs to be fixed. Go back to what worked for you in rounds 1 and 2, and that's good old-fashioned ground and pound. Clearly, I was just about to say, Stell's had some quick stand-ups. He's not going to let this thing stall out. And that's it. That's it. That's a very good call on Stell's part. Jay is done.
Yeah, Jay had nothing left. He couldn't get up even to get up to reset. Looked down, saw the blood, saw bad he was breathing. Time to end the fight. Perfect job by Dan Stell.
And Reese Brown moves to 2-1 as a pro. And the tall man coming up with a big win here against Jay Bogan. I will talk with Reese, and still to come, don't forget, in our main event, Fernando Gonzalez, Lucas Gamaza. Our co-main event, David Douglas and Tomas Dion. All that and much more on Art of Submission.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, our referee, Dan Stell, stops this bout at 1 minute, 33 seconds of round number 3. He is the winner, Reese Brown.
All right, here with the tall man, Reese Brown, very tall for 55. Clearly you use that to your advantage here in the fight. That is an outstanding sprawl for such a tall guy.
Yeah, well, every day, that's what I do. That's what I have to put up with. You know, every day we go to train, it's like that, but worse, constant, over and over again. You got to get up, and you keep getting up, and you bang long enough, and that's what happens.
Did you know that you had him hurt? As the third round started, his head wasn't in it. When did you know and feel confident that this was yours to walk away with?
Some part in the first, I saw him wobble. So after the first, I kind of knew I had it.
Everything was working for you. The inside leg kicks, the sprawl. You had great ground game, great stand-up. Congratulations one more time for Reese Brown!
My name is Wayne Phillips, and I fight at 170 pounds. Don't really know too much about my opponent. I had a couple of guys drop out. I fight out of American Kickboxing Academy in San Jose, California. My training regimen consists of training in the morning time, jiu-jitsu. Afternoon, we do our MMA training and sparring. And then in the evening, we do our cardio and stand-up. My fighting affects my family in a couple of different ways. They see how passionate I am about my fighting, so they always have had my back. Fighting for the Red Canvas, it's a good promotion. They've been keeping me busy, and that's what I like to do. I don't like to take a lot of time off, and my long-term goals as a fighter is to be a champion one day and fight in the UFC, move myself up the ranks, and be up there with all the rest of my teammates. My name is Wayne Phillips, and I'll see you on the red canvas.
Fighting out of the blue corner, he weighed in at 173 pounds. Here tonight with a professional record of 2 wins and 1 loss. Fighting out of Los Angeles, California, introducing Miguel Cunha.
What do we know about Redondo MMA or Young Evil, Frank?
Very, very aggressive. I know I tend to use aggressive a lot, but this guy really is. He's got a great Muay Thai background, really learning his ground game, but will definitely try to keep this on his feet. And it bodes him well. He totally understands the traditional style of Muay Thai, how to use the knees, how to use the elbows, and will try to at times. Unfortunately, he's so young in his career, he tends to hesitate a little bit on the timing. And he uses far too much energy for what he's trying to get done, so it tends to run into his gas tank way too early and runs out of juice. So hopefully tonight he's fixed some of those problems, and we'll see what happens.
Trains under Bellator fighter Eduardo Pamplona over at Redondo MMA. Muay Thai on his feet, BJJ on the ground.
And now his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. He weighed in at 173 pounds, here tonight with a record of 5 wins and 7 losses. He's a freestyle fighter out of AKA in San Jose, California. Introducing Wayne Phillips.
And we've seen Wayne the Pain Phillips fighting out of the famous American Kickboxing Academy, 5-7 as a pro, 6'1", 29 years old, freestyle Muay Thai on his feet, and BJJ on the ground. He's definitely dangerous on the ground and on his feet as well. You know, a real solid fighter. He tends to be a gatekeeper at this weight division for the new kids coming up.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate. I've been in that role before myself, where you know the younger guys coming up, they test their water and see how good you are, and then everybody else, kind of the better guys, you never really get to get a hold of because you end up losing to one of these really good guys. But Wayne Phillips trying to get himself to 500 record. He's 5-6 right now, and has the potential to do it. But he's got to listen to his corner. He doesn't listen to Bob Cook enough when he's fighting, and that's been his biggest problem. He doesn't stick with what Bob is telling him to do and how he should do it. If he pays attention a little bit better, he should be okay.
Yeah, the scouting report that I got on him as well is his team would like to see him finish a lot more. He's a real gamer. He gets into a lot of wars of attrition, but he just has trouble finishing the fight. All righty, time to get this one started. Let's throw it back up to ring announcer Danny Miller.
We're scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. Our referee in charge, Dan Still.
Scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. There you see Miguel Cunha in the red trunks, Wayne the Pain Phillips in the black. This one at a catch weight of 175. Here we go.
Nice and tight. Oh, caught it. That's just a little bit higher. Phillips would have caught that in the head.
You know, Phillips looking to take it to Cunha early and say, I'm the veteran. I'm the older guy here. You're in with the pro now, and I'm not some gatekeeper to try to pad and build your record off of.
Nice tight double, held it, worked a lot of energy. If he turned the corner a little bit quicker, he would have fell down as he's supposed using so much energy to lift him up and get him down to the ground. Now he's in a position where he has to bury his head out. It's almost out, but it's still just a little bit caught.
Giving the thumbs up to the ref, telling him I'm okay.
He's got to use his hands. Got to use his hands and dig the grip apart. Miguel's doing a great job of keeping it tight. Unfortunately, his legs aren't high enough to finish it. He's in a position for a nice tight neck crank if he can get in there, but he's just on the wrong spot.
Wayne the Pain List winning the Sherdog MMA Fighter Exchange is his best moment in MMA. Miguel Cunha, his second fight to remain undefeated as a pro.
Nice.
Wayne's starting to rain it down a little bit here, Frank.
And he did a great job of using that to get himself out. A lot of times in the guard, we use punches to pass to open the guy's guard up. He used it to get Miguel's hand off his head to set himself up. Now he's in a side choke. He just has to get his hands locked and get all the way across. If he can get free, so he's using that left to soften up Miguel, but then he's trying to get position to get a good submission time. This is a really smart move by Wayne. Wayne's doing a good job here.
Wayne needs this win badly. This is the kind of fight when you're trying to get up to 500 ball, you don't want to be looked at as the gatekeeper. You got a young kid coming in here thinking he's going to pad his record. Wayne, you could see, way more aggressive than when he fought Gamaza in the last fight. This is a whole different Wayne the Pain Phillips.
He's picking his spots. He's got a nice high mount right now. He's got a little separation, so you get a little bit more of punching in. Got to set himself up a little bit. He's doing a really good job right now, though. Can knife edge, get one of his hands inside between his chest and Miguel's face, push him down just like that. Get a couple of strikes in. This is experience. This is fight experience right here.
And you saw referee Dan Stella almost stepped in. He started moving forward. That was a really nice exchange there.
Wayne's got to flatten him out. He's in a good back mount position. He's got to hip in and get him flat. Dig underneath that chin. Even if he doesn't catch the face, he's got to get him flat first. Then he can dig in for the rear naked choke.
He's listening to you.
Now he's flat. He can dig underneath. He says to dig his arms underneath and get that rear naked choke in.
Now you're seeing the seasoned, wily veteran putting in all kinds of offense here.
Miguel doing a good job of tying up the arms, not allowing that choke to go in. Very, very well trained defensively. But Miguel's got to get his hips free. He's got to get both legs over one leg, cut those legs free, and get it one hip out. Right now, he's stuck in a bad back mount position.
There's been some real nice sequences here from Wayne the Pain. He's transitioning from offense to offense. As soon as Cunha defends something, he goes right over to something. You can tell he's a well-schooled fighter, and he flattens him out again, Frank.
And he's underneath the chin now. He's got the good position. He just has to hip in a little bit more and extend his back. Miguel is fighting as hard as he can. It's underneath deep now. It's caught.
It's over, baby. At 3 minutes and 29 seconds of the first round, Wayne the Pain Phillips, a whole new Wayne the Pain Phillips, stepping into the cage here at Art of Submission. Wow. Nicely done.
Great job by Wayne. He dug it in, kept going in deep. Miguel, though, fought very, very well. He had a great defensive game from underneath. He did it very, very well and very, very smart. He just didn't know how to get his hips free. He had to work to get his hips free a little bit better. He defended the choke for as long as he could. But when your hips are caught in that position, you're going to end up getting choked.
So the seasoned veteran moving to 6-7, one fight out of 500 ball at American Kickboxing Academy, dedicating this fight to daughters Natasha and Ava. And this has got to feel great as a fighter, huh, Frank?
Yeah, whenever you get a win, it means a lot. But when you get yourself to 500, it's even bigger because you're coming back in from that, I'm on a losing streak, or I've just lost a couple, like what do I do now? And all of a sudden I've got to win and I'm above 500, and I'm at 500 now.
Happy fighter. Don't forget, we still have Fernando Gonzalez, Lucas Gamaza in our main event, and David Douglas and Tomas Dion, all that on Art of Submission.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this bout comes to an end with a rear naked choke as the fighter taps out at 3 minutes and 33 seconds of round number 1. Our first Art of Submission candidate of the evening, another win for AKA out of San Jose, Wayne Phillips.
All right, I'm here with a brand new Wayne the Pain Phillips. You almost like you pressed the reset button. You came out all guns a-blazing, new aggressive Wayne the Pain Phillips. How much of that was the young kid? He's 23, and you know, the talk is sometimes when you're 500 and you're trying to work back into that good record, you're fighting out of AKA, you don't want to be the gatekeeper, bro. That was one of these things. I am not going to be the gatekeeper. This is what a seasoned, wily veteran can do.
How's everybody doing? Stockton? Feeling really good. Just want to thank everybody for coming out, showing the support and love. I want to thank all my teammates at AKA Zinkin Entertainment. Thank everybody. This is like my second home. All my family's out here. So I just want to say thank you for all of you coming out.
Wayne, talk us through the fight real fast here. It was a good aggressive fight. You came out, you went right after him, you took him down, and it was really just trying to, I think the key was flattening him out, because then you could get that knife hand in there, get it under the chin. Was that the strategy?
Yes, it was. I just figured I'm ready for anything. I train with monsters every day at AKA. I was ready for anything.
One more time for Wayne the Pain Phillips!
My name is Bo Hamilton, and I'll be fighting at 170 pounds welterweight. My opponent doesn't present any new challenges for me. I think I've had a lot more experience in this fight game than him, but I don't think he's going to bring anything I haven't seen yet. So, the camp I fight out of is Do Something Athletics out of Wairika, California. My strengths, I'd say, are I got a good mindset coming into fights, and I think that's the key is having a good mind. And we do a lot of road work, cardio with the training mask on. We hit mitts with the training mask on. Fighting's a big thing in my family. It's almost like a family sport. My dad's going to be in my corner tonight. My brother and my sister are all going to be here to watch me. My long-term goals as a fighter is I really like to be a UFC champion. Fighting is the only thing I've been doing ever since I turned 18. Fighting for Red Canvas has been really nice. Everything leading up to the fight's been great, and it's all up to me to make the rest of it happen. So, this is Bo Show Hamilton. I'll see you guys at the Red Canvas.
Making his way to the cage, fighting out of the blue corner. He's here tonight with a record of 2 wins and no losses. He weighed in at 169 pounds. This MMA fighter was born right here in Stockton, California, fighting out of Wairika. Introducing Bo Hamilton.
All right, this next fight is in the welterweight division. Stepping into the arena here in Stockton, California is the show, Bo Hamilton. He's 2-1 as a pro. He's fighting out of Do Something Athletics, or I should say Do Something Athletics. He's 25 years old, 5'5", boxing on his feet, wrestling and ground and pound on the ground. This should be an interesting matchup at welterweight.
Yeah, both these guys are pretty much unknown and unheard of, and because they've been trying to work on their skills and trying to work on the game. Bo Hamilton, on the other hand, he's trying to be one of those guys that starts out as an overall MMA fighter. He started MMA first, didn't start in boxing, started in MMA first, so he's trying to be the overall fighter as a whole. The problem is he's not super excellent in any one position, but understands all positions very well, which is going to be an attribute to his game later in his career. Right now tonight, though, hopefully he can kind of overstep and really improve upon his cardio, which the first couple of times we saw him fight was a little bit of a problem.
Yeah, and you know, he's a real tough fighter, but if you looked at him, you wouldn't immediately say this is an MMA fighter, so conditioning a factor, but he said he's ready for this fight.
And his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner in this 170-pound weight class bout. He weighed in at 171 pounds. Here tonight with a record of 2 wins and no losses. He specializes in wrestling and kickboxing, fighting out of Oakdale, California. Introducing Randall Wallace.
My name is Randall Wallace. I fight at welterweight, 170. Cut was a little difficult, to be honest. My training regimen on a weekly basis is pretty busy. I train 3 times a week at a personal trainer, full force. And then I go to the gym every day, 5 days a week. I fight out of the Last Stand Fight Team out of Oakdale MMA. I believe my strengths are, my wrestling is a great background. I wrestled 4 years in high school and a little bit in college. I would like to finish my college degree eventually and then see what I could do with that. The first 6 to 8 months where I decided that I wanted to do this and started fighting, sometimes it was hard to get in the gym and I needed motivation. But ever since I made it pro and my trainers really instilled in me to live the life of a mixed martial artist. And I like fighting for the Red Canvas. It's my first time fighting for this organization, but it seems like a great organization. My name is Randall Wallace, and I'll see you at the Red Canvas.
He's a big kid at 170, 15-year football player, played football in college, wrestler, and undefeated as a pro. Fights out of Oakdale MMA and Last Stand under Tom Theophanopoulos, and is a kickboxer on his feet and a wrestler on the ground.
Looks to grind it out, looks to grab a hold if he's going to get on top and try to grind it. Not much of a ground and pounder per se, as much of a grinder. An old school, get on top of you, keep the pressure on you, keep the heat on you, but definitely knows how to wrestle much better than most guys we're going to see here tonight when he decides to use it. The problem is he tends to use it after his kickboxing game is getting going, and then he kind of shoots at the wrong time. But I think he's trying to improve upon that timing game to make his wrestling a better aspect of his fight game.
He's a big kid, and he had a tough cut. He was hurting at the weigh-ins. You know, this is a kid who could easily fight at middleweight, 185. So he wants to get that strength advantage by fighting at welterweight. But the negative part of that, the drawback, is you have tough cuts. And he had a particularly tough cut. I did ask him how his rehydrate went, and he said it went great. He feels good. It looks like he went right back up to 185.
All right, this bout is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. Our referee in charge, Ed Calantes.
Says, I'm a mama's boy. And wants to dedicate this fight to my sister Savannah and her new husband as of 2 days ago. Congratulations, Savannah. This one's scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. Here we go.
Nice head control by Randall. Bo doing a good job of getting inside, but his head's a little bit too low for the takedown. See, he's kind of bent over. His back is kind of bowed. He's got to have a straight back and get his head up high if he wants to finish this. Wow, nice counter.
I like a nice low shot from Hamilton because he's low to the ground. He's a wide body welterweight. And, oh, beautiful head kick there. Straight to the face of Hamilton.
Jeez, what an amazing position. Now he's getting knees inside.
Wow. He's got a real nice straight kick there. It's a little bit, dare I say, Anderson Silva-esque.
Dropping his hands a little bit when that happens, but he's got to... Bo's doing a good job of blocking the kicks now and then coming right back over the top with a winging right hand or winging left hand. Looks kind of unorthodox and untrained, but it works very, very well after a kick because it gives you full extension. With these small gloves, you can usually get a good knockdown.
Wow. Another head kick there. I'll tell you something. This kid is really letting those legs go for a big guy.
Randall's doing a very good job of getting his feet off the ground and staying in position.
Randy Wallace letting those legs go. You can tell he's an athlete, Frank. He's just got real nice form. Wow. Wow. Wants to put on a show for the fans here in Stockton, California.
Most guys that are wrestlers tend to kick high to the head and tend to fall down, trying to keep that other foot planted. But Wallace doesn't have that problem at all.
And I think he heard you about the hands down low because he's got his hands up nice now. Back to a nice boxing form. He's got that right hand up by the side of his head. Working the body is Hamilton. Real nice exchange from both of these welterweights. This is turning into a very entertaining fight.
Whoa. Nice lean back and exchange from Bo Hamilton. Moved his head just out of the way and threw 3 hard punches.
And Hamilton says, bring it. You can tell he's starting to find his rhythm now. Working the body well.
He's got some confidence, got a little swagger in him.
Yes, he does. He's starting to come in a little bit more. He's got to be careful, though, because Wallace has his number. Wallace is tall.
Oh, jeez. He did it again. A good swing back. He's just swinging back a little bit, getting away with that punch, coming right back and hitting Wallace right in the face. Bo has got to be careful, like he said, though. He's got to be real cautious.
Good sportsmanship there. Wallace caught a piece of the cup. He apologized. Oh, nice working of the body from Hamilton.
A lot of what's happening right now is that you see how Bo Hamilton is really showing that I'm the better fighter. I'm still okay. Even though he hit him got caught a bunch of knees, a stiff head kick earlier in the round, but he's still in the game. Wallace is starting to fall apart a little bit because he's starting to realize I can't put this guy away.
Hamilton is a tough kid, but I'll tell you, at any moment this fight could be over because Wallace has really nasty knees, and he's just big and tall.
And Hamilton catches with a big ringing right hand to put him down. See, every time he just slides out of that punch.
Yeah, he's a good counter fighter. He's got good timing. Real entertaining first round. A minute to go in the opener.
Now, you see, this is exactly what I was about to say is going to happen. You see Hamilton starting to get pushed. He doesn't like it. He's starting to get tired. Now he's going to shoot for the takedown, but now he's sat down in full mount. Perfect ground and pound position. Wow.
Wow, what a cage walk right there. That was a thing of beauty. Wow.
That was amazing. Hamilton was in full caught position, got his hips up, and got all the way out.
Hamilton was like, it was like on like a bicycle. He ran around the cage. Oh, nice knee there. At least it looked from our angle like he caught him with that, but Hamilton's okay.
He caught him and stood him straight up. You can see his eyes starting to swell closed a little bit there on the left-hand side.
Coming up on the 10-second mark here in the opener. What an entertaining first round.
Wow, nice over the top elbow by Hamilton right there at the end.
Nice first round here. And these guys know it. That's, as a fighter, that's what you want to do when it comes down to it. You want to have an entertaining fight. And you appreciate your opponent when he gives you just as much as you're giving him.
Well, and this is a problem right now. There's so many sports endorsements. There's so much money involved. There's so much more things going to happen when we have these huge winning records. So guys want to get to 15-0 and 16-0. So they tend to go for I'm not going to lose, as opposed to trying to go for the win. Both these fighters here tonight are going for the win. They're both trying to get the win. They don't care. Wallace doesn't care if he walks out of here 2-1. He's trying to walk out of here 3-0, and he's going to look for it. These are what these guys are trying to do, and it's very, very difficult to do that when you're thinking about, oh, I might make $1 million endorsement if I can get to 15-0. It's not how the real world works. The real world works off of be exciting, and that $1 million endorsement is going to come. We have that complaint with a lot of the stars right now that you're just trying to win. Like, we don't care, you're just trying to win. No. I'm trying to go out there and win excitingly, and this is what these guys are trying to do.
These guys are really entertaining first round there. And a tough round to score, but I am going to give it to Wallace just based on those head kicks, the knees, and more damage inflicted on Hamilton.
Absolutely, I totally agree.
Round number 2 here in Stockton, California. Oh, nice right there. Nice. I'm really liking the style of Wallace.
He's starting to pick up the pace now. He got his wind back a little bit. He's getting tired there at the end of the first. Now he's starting to come through. A lot more head motion.
And you know, we were saying at the beginning of the fight, we're saying Hamilton does not look like a fighter. If you saw him, you know, in a grocery store, you wouldn't say he's an MMA fighter, but he shows you right here he can get in the cage with the best of them, and he's doing a great job in there.
Well, good position change, good motion. Whoa!
Wallace knees Hamilton in the stomach, and Hamilton gives him an elbow.
The difference between these two guys in their stand-up is that Hamilton always moves his head, and that's the reason why he doesn't get hit very often. Where Wallace is getting hit a lot, but has the better striking ability, but doesn't move his head. So after he gets slipped, he gets come back and gets hit just like that every time.
An early candidate for fight of the night. If these guys keep going, it's going to be tough for these guys on the rest of the card to top this one. This is a fan's favorite kind of fight when it comes down to it. Just beautiful exchanges back and forth. Interesting stylist. You know, they say styles make fight. They match up interestingly, stylistically. Totally. Oh, spinning back fist. They're both creative in there. They're looking for ways to win.
It's not bleeding yet, but I think that Wallace is cut above his left eyebrow. I think that last elbow over here in the corner caught him and broke him open.
Yeah, I could see that. If you just tuned in, you are watching Art of Submission. This is our early candidate for fight of the night. You got Bo Hamilton in the black trunks with white trim, and Randall Wallace in the black trunks with red and yellow highlights. And it has been a barn burner so far. Great exchanges, and Hamilton gets the takedown.
Wow, tough fought takedown, blasted through it. When everyone else is expecting to drive, so Wallace is getting ready to sprawl, all of a sudden Hamilton stopped his momentum and pulled him down to the ground. Right when he was looking to sprawl, he lost his footing. Good stand-up by Wallace.
Oh, wow, tough kid, athletic kid. But Hamilton's still working the single. And back to the feet they go. So, well, they each got a takedown now, back and forth.
Hamilton's cut. He's finally got it. Finally, that left eye finally opened up a little bit. It's starting to leak.
And that is timely for Wallace to try to work it with that big right. And that's exactly what he's trying to do. Vision could become an issue here pretty quickly as the referee wants the doctor to take a quick look at it at the 2 minute and 44 second mark of round number 2. And it would be a shame to have this one end on a doctor's.
Yeah. But, you know, fighter safety is the first thing, and that's what the commission is supposed to do. For as messed up as the California commission is right now, they're supposed to go ahead and take care of the fighters. Hopefully, if this cut is bad, the doc will waive it off. But if it's not bad, we can go ahead and see a little bit more of a fight.
Referee Ed Calantes looking over at the doctor to see what the final version will be. Our doctors tonight, Caesar Banda and Smith Ketchum. And the doctor says it gets to go on. Halfway through the second round. And here we go.
Wow, nice. Amazing job by Bo Hamilton to keep his head moving, keep the motion going, and gets missed every time.
Oh, nasty knee there by Wallace. And Bo gives him an elbow on the way in.
Hamilton has got to block those knees now. He's got to block them. Get his head free by circling out. He can't just keep pulling out of there. He's got to circle out of there.
Lets that right elbow go, just missing the chin of Wallace. Now he shoots the single.
Man, that was amazing. What a good position.
I like how, I mean, this, you know, Hamilton's does not have long reach, and he's still connecting with those elbows. Let that right and left go.
It looks like that Wallace is starting to get tired.
He's getting tired, Frank. But not so tired that he doesn't take the back of Hamilton. Now full mount.
Nice and tight. His hips are down and low. He's digging for that head.
I think he's going to go for the submission here because he's tired, but now he's letting the arms go. And he's got a nice high mount here. Hamilton's in some trouble. Good positioning of his legs, too. It's going to be very hard to get Wallace off. Hamilton might want to shrimp out the back.
He needs to get his hips moving. See, he's not. There you go. Now keep going, keep going.
Are you kidding me?
Great job.
Wow. Hamilton is freaking tough, man. He is a gamer. Nice knee. 2 knees from Wallace. And Hamilton answers with 2 punches. Oh, what a fight here in the welterweight division. Oh, and the elbows go. 10 seconds to go in the round number 2.
Get off the cage. He's got to get off the cage.
Oh, nice block of the knee there by Hamilton. Wow, another great round.
I have a 2 rounds to none for Wallace, but Hamilton, I mean, honestly, if these judges decided to use the 9-9 round, I could see this fight being a draw at this point, because I could see both rounds being 9-9 rounds, both guys going back and forth, escaping, getting takedowns. It's relatively even each round, but if I'm scoring, if I'm the judge, I'm giving both rounds 10-9 to Randall Wallace.
I agree 100% with you. My call is that there's no way Hamilton is up. Wallace could be up, or it could, like you say, it could be 9-9 rounds. So, you know, Wallace has got the lead, but he doesn't have a lead that's so big that he can sit on it in the 3rd round.
Exactly, because you get a 10-8 round and make it a draw if you've been down 2 rounds, or you can come in all of a sudden get looped and get beat up at the very end and have 45 seconds where you're just getting crushed. All of a sudden becomes a 10-8 round and it's a draw. You've got to fight. You still got to battle, especially in a fight like this, because Bo Hamilton is not going away quietly. He's not just going to slip away and lay down and look for you to grab a choke on him. You're going to have to knock him out or break something off.
Oh, my goodness. These 2 warriors are getting ready for the 3rd and final round. Here we go. And time is set. We had a cage malfunction. Oh, we're going to take another look at the cut.
Okay, now I gotta be honest with you. To me, this is a poor decision by the ref to start the round and stop with 1 second off. That was, see, they could have done that. They could have done all of this before the round started. The ref could have called time before they brought people off the stools and do that to stop it, so it never gets into the 3rd round. That was a poor decision by the referee to even start the 3rd round. He should have had the doctor come in right at the end, call time before the round even starts when the corners are out. Why start the round and have the doctor check it?
I'm going to talk to both of these guys. Bo Hamilton certainly deserves an interview as well. And that was a tough way for this one to end. We said that would be a horrible way if this was stopped on a cut. But talk about early contender for fight of the night. Wow. All right, I'll talk to both of these studs.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, by advice of the doctor, referee Ed Calante stops this bout at 1 second of round number 3 for the winner by TKO, Randall Wallace.
Randy, come on back over here, my friend. Would you rematch Bo?
Yeah, anytime he wants. He's a great fighter. He's got a lot of heart, and I'd love to compete against a guy like that. He matches me heart to heart, brother.
Give it up for both of these fighters. We will see that fight again. Give it up for both of these guys. Bo Hamilton, Randy Wallace, you guys.
What a great night of fights. We saw a little bit of everything, Frank Trigg. We saw a great submission. We saw a head kick knockout. We saw a war of attrition fight of the night. And when you get all three, you've had a great night of fights.
Yeah, it was an amazing fight of nights. And Hamilton
was... Bo Hamilton,
yeah,
Randy Wallace.
Yeah.
You had those guys for fight of the night, for sure. Yeah. He's acting like that was a close call.
Yeah, kind of, doctor stoppage. It was like it could have went either way. It could have been all for Wallace, could have been a draw then at that point for Hamilton. But then I found out after the fight was over that Hamilton took the fight on a week notice, and he fights at 145. This fight was at 170. So he's fighting a bigger, stronger, supposedly faster Wallace, and still is able to maintain to the point where the fans, myself and Jay included, want to see a rematch.
Well, a great night of fights, and as always, I want to thank you, Twinkle Toes, Frank Trigg, for joining us. It was a great night. I had a blast.
Thanks, Jay. I really appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
For my partner, Frank Trigg, I'm Jay Adams saying we'll see you next time on United Fight Alliance.